It's time for Fury Fridays. I think that's what we can call it now. He's a little bit furious today. He wrote a piece earlier this week where he was talking about, he spoke about the Alberta budget, the Ontario budget, the Quebec budget, and basically concluded that fiscal conservatism in Canada.
I thought you were going to drum roll
dead.
that sentence. Basically concluded, bump, 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 bump.
That fiscal conservatism in Canada is dead. But what's interesting about it is he also brought up the federal conservative budget. So I'm here to talk to you about why you think this. Why, as an ideologically minimalist government type guy, do you feel that fiscal conservatism in Canada is dead?
Because we've just come out of budget season. Pretty much all the provinces, the feds, they've put their budgets down. You say I'm a minimalist government guy. I did not see any document touting minimalist budget. Although, to be fair, I did sort of kind of see it out of Quebec. What? Let's do a double take there. Out of Quebec? Did he really say that, folks? Yes, I did. The most fiscally conservative positions we've seen recently are from Quebec, which strives to balance the budget, not through raising taxes, but through finding efficiencies in bloated bureaucracies. And then we've got these two conservative-y governments, the federal conservatives, and Alberta with Jim Prentice.
The federal conservatives balanced the budget, and they projected a surplus
they balanced
of 1.4.
the budget? They've been in office almost a decade, and only now do they balance the budget. Marissa, the problem, and the thing that's got me really freaked out federally, Harper probably not going to win a majority. Maybe Trudeau will win a minority. Maybe Mulcair will. I don't know. But the bottom line, folks, is this budget that we've just seen from the federal conservatives is probably the most fiscally conservative budget we will have seen over a 15-year period. And it ain't that particularly fiscally conservative. That's where I'm worried.
It is
We've
fiscally
got the
conservative.
we got
though,
the reformers. Okay, I
on.
want to hear your pitch.
It is fiscally conservative. A lot of people would argue it is fiscally conservative because there are no new major spending initiatives. There are certain initiatives
Government
that actually
is growing,
don't actually take money out of the pockets of Canadians. So doubling the TFSA, for instance, is one that Canadians just get to keep their own money. And then, in addition to all of this, government spending as a share of GDP is actually the lowest it's been in 50 years. So what I'm wondering from you, Fury, is what kind of budget would you be happy with?
Well, we do know that from those anti-austerity marchers, and, you know, there's such a laugh because there's no austerity going on in Canada, folks. I chuckle at that. Those anti-austerity measure folks say Stephen Harper has this vast right-wing fiscal conservative conspiracy to cut everything. I go, really? I mean, usually the things that the left is fear-mongering over are the things that I go, hey, that wouldn't be too bad if that actually happened. We haven't seen a sliver of this. Yes, debt to GDP ratio going down. Harper is stuck on his commitment, and he's going to make it to get to 25% by 2021. That is a good thing. So they're moving slowly in the right direction, but we should be expecting centrist liberals to move us slowly in the right direction.
I wouldn't expect that from Premier Wynne, not that she's centrist.
Yeah, well, no, that's my point. We should expect it from Paul Martin and Jean Chrétien, and we pretty much got it from them. I expect more from Harper than I expect from Jean Chrétien, and I hope most people would agree with me on that, and I just don't like that the budget is growing by billions, and I want more.
I do understand where you're coming from with respect to government spending. The amount that they're spending will be increasing over the next few years, but, you know, in part that's slightly tied to inflation, not exactly tied to inflation, but there are also major social programs that the government needs to spend money on. So, I mean, I don't know what you expect the Conservatives to do about that.
Whoa, hold on a second, though. All right, here's exactly what I'm looking for. To say that the government's gone up by a few $1 billion a year, which it has, and well, that's just tied to inflation, that's to throw out the idea of zero-based budgeting. The idea where you go back and you actually assume that the money you've inherited from past governments isn't the baseline, isn't something that we got to accept moving forward. You look at every single dollar and every single expense. I don't think every dollar that's on the books needs to be on the books, which is why I don't buy that it's legitimate to increase government by 2% every year, because I don't think we've gone back and trimmed it back enough.
But of course, one of the things that they have done, which I mentioned earlier, is doubling the TFSA. That allows Canadians to keep money in their pockets.
Yeah, that's
Income
fine.
splitting, that allows Canadians
That's
to keep money in. So these aren't just initiatives that give money back to Canadians. It actually allows them to keep money in their pockets. But as I said at the beginning, you are so ideologically minimalist when it comes to spending and government, the size of government. I can't ever see an instance where you would be our next Prime Minister, I gotta say.
So you are, let's get this straight, I am being chastised by Marissa Semkiw for being too fiscally conservative.
No, that's not what I'm saying, but I just can't imagine a budget that you would be happy with. In any event, that's all the time we have. Thanks, Furey.
You're welcome.